Don't take it off cause Corona's strong. And wash your hands for 20 seconds long. 6 feet, keep 6 feet, keep 6 feet. Social distance is on. On. 3, 4, bust.
Remix. I got them squirts for the low. Remix. I got them squirts for the low. Corona. D1. Look, where Italy at? USA at? Canada, China, we don't play that. Just that Corona clap. Just that Corona clap. I said I'm trying to stay safe, won't it please believe? But that Corona make it hard for a player to breathe. Don't wash your hands, you might catch it, water and you stuck. Right now them tickets to Jamaica only $15. I'm trying to quarantine myself, I'm staying inside. The NBA canceled on me, man, I'm feeling deprived. I'm out of toilet paper, but they ain't got none in the store. Man, that Corona, wow, you can't wipe your butt no more. And ain't no more school for students, it's just classes online. This shit ain't about to have their graduation on FaceTime. Man, they trying to cancel God. I can't go into church. Got hand sanitizer on deck, and I'm selling squirts. My concert's getting canceled, man. I'm really so droll. But if you start coughing around me, I'm walking clean out the door. I'm telling all my people, stay home. It's really that real. Don't play with that coronavirus, man. Cool out and just chill. Where France at? Where Spain at? Africa, Philippines, we don't play that. Just that Corona clap. Just that Corona clap. Where Japan at? Where Brazil at? Mexico, let them know we don't feel that. Just that Corona clap. Just that Corona clap. Man, y'all be safe, man. Y'all stay inside, dawg. Don't let that Corona get you, dawg. Yeah, man. It's your boy D1. Mission Vision all day.
This is in fact a crisis. Make no mistake about that. This is real. And we're asking everyone to pay full attention.
The bad news is that everyone is a potential victim. But the good news is that everyone is a potential solution. Sensitize the masses to sanitize. Keep a social distance and quarantine.
Coronavirus is sweeping over mankind.
Everybody must be alert. It's a global pandemic we can never take for granted. Kila mtu must be alert. It's a matter of life we can never take for granted. Discipline and personal hygiene, and make sure you regularly wash your hands. Keep a distance from everyone. Report anything like a symptom. Serious fever is a symptom. Dry cough is a symptom. Walkway tamula is a symptom. Itchy eyes and flu is a symptom.
Labira kuitale abasinga bafudde okuwewala kisinga ko bujanjaba. The coronavirus is sweeping over mankind.
Everybody must be alert. It's a global pandemic we can never take for granted.
Obulwadde bwa corona temubuzanyisa bange.
Kila mtu must be alert. It's a matter of life we can never take for granted.
The coronavirus is sweeping over mankind.
Everybody must be alert.
Epidemic. Yo, the whole world scared. Yo, take extra precaution. Remember for washing your hand. Alright. The one your mother than AIDS, herpes and cancer. Mother than mumps, measles and rubella. Mother than typhoid and gonorrhea. Mother than common cold and the Ebola. When me attack now the corona, which part it come from over China? Epidemic, pandemic in a lab them make it. In a Wuhan, that's where them project it. In the eyes of darkness 1981. Yes, so me get me information. New York Times writers #1 say antibiotic, no medication is ineffective to this inoculation. Look like each in the have a genocide plan. Him carry the weapon to the American land. See they know it unleash. What a bam bam. Lock down Italy and it a tear up Japan. Ask me about for the Australian. England kick back a give safe it hip. You fi wash your hand and don't touch your lip. Everybody watching the economic. China will compensate it. The one your mother than AIDS, herpes and cancer, mother than mumps, measles and rubella, mother than typhoid and gonorrhea, mother than common cold and the Ebola. When me attack no the corona, which part it come from over China? Epidemic, pandemic in a lab them make it. In a Wuhan that's where them project it. The one your mother than AIDS, herpes and cancer, mother than mumps, measles and rubella, mother than typhoid and gonorrhea, mother than common cold and the Ebola. When me attack no the corona, which part it come from over China? I pay propaganda but me want know the truth. Me hear say them get it from outer dark soap. Rat, bat, fetus and monkey hoop. How them pinion that a not go on so cute. Blessed love and ratings, me no want no handshake. Don't sneeze round me, cover your face. If you catch a cold you better self-isolate. Go and go lock up in a one cave for 14 days. Teresa be run out corona running. Look like she come fi wipe the parliament clean. Wicked and dreadful mashing up the scene. Where them call it COVID-19. Wake up my people, stop living a dream. You know see them come fi rid the earth clean. The one your mother than AIDS, herpes and cancer, mother than mumps, measles and rubella, mother than typhoid and gonorrhea, mother than common cold and the Ebola. When me attack no the corona, which part it come from over China? Epidemic, pandemic in a lab them make it. In a Wuhan that's where them project it. The one your mother than AIDS, herpes and cancer, mother than mumps, measles and rubella, mother than typhoid and gonorrhea, mother than common cold and the Ebola. When me attack no the corona, which part it come from over China? Eyes of Darkness 1981. That's how me get me information. New York Times writers #1 say antibiotic, no medication is ineffective to this inoculation. Look like each in the have a genocide plan. Him carry the weapon to the American land. See they know it unleash. What a bam, lock down Italy and it a tear up Japan. Ask me about the Australian.
I was in the store just the other day. I was trying my best to keep 6 feet away. I could see the fear that was in their eyes from the people in masks who were passing by. I'm washing my hands every night and day. Can somebody tell me I'm gonna be okay? I'm down on my knees, that's all I can say. What time is it now? It's time to pray. Rona has got me on my knees. If you can hear me, help me please. What does it mean to be self-quarantined? I'm fighting something that can't be seen. If I get infected, or maybe you, how we gon' tell who infected who? I'm washing my hands every night and day. Can somebody tell me I'm gonna be okay? I'm down on my knees, that's all I can say. What time is it now? It's time to pray. Rona has got me on my knees. If you can hear me, help me please. Doctor, I'm not feeling well. He took my temperature and said he can tell. Can you give me a test. He said you don't qualify. He wrote a prescription and sent me home to die. I'm washing my hands every night and day. Can somebody tell me I'm gonna be okay? I'm down on my knees, that's all I can say. What time is it now? It's time to pray. Rona has got me on my knees. If you can hear me, help me, please. When I hear the news about another death, it makes me wonder just how much time I got left. And every time I cough, I don't know what to do. I keep asking myself, Rona, is that you? I'm washing my hands every night and day. Can somebody tell me I'm gonna be okay? I'm down on my knees, that's all I can say. What time is it now? It's time to pray. Rona has got me on my knees. If you can hear me, help me, please.
Because they wasn't feeling good, and they all was sitting back home. And you know one of them died? Man, this is crazy. When I was in the store the other day getting me some food, lady last night coughing, man, before I knew it, I had ran out the store. I'm like, what kind of food if I'm dead? Man, I was watching the news, man. All these people dying, man. This made me think, man, how you know it was that? This mean you ain't got enough chance.
What do you want?
I can breathe.
Never seen a nigga hung with a gold chain. I'm about to sing about the same things that we claim. Niggas like a task force, mobbing on the streets and robbing stores and scheming.
Quarantine, state of emergency, shelter in place.
The stock market reaction is really remarkable, in some respects unprecedented.
Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. Today is
My name is MC 2020, and this is my family. We'd like to welcome you to the Blackout. So as you see, we'll have a chat box over there. Please feel free to enter in anything that you want to say. We appreciate everything that you say tonight, because it's going to feed us, but believe we got something to say too. What we will be doing for you guys is starting from prompts, just to introduce ourselves. Our prompt right now is, my black is. My black is a man who loves my mother, a black woman, telling her black son to never date a black woman, never marry a black woman, because she will never amount to the same things as a white woman could. She'll never amount to the same thing as an Asian woman, a Spanish woman. Just, we know what we gonna get when we get our black women. Hey, Bradley, I'm gonna ask you that same question.
Oh, my black is, my black is feeling like I'll never amount to anything in this life.
Hmm.
My black is feeling like I'll never be enough. My black is being outcasted by every single damn person just because I'm gay. And being outcasted by by people that share the same color of skin as me, highly melanated people. My black is being an outcast when I shouldn't have to be. What about you, Tamela?
I hear you on that, first of all. And for me, my black is a blurred line, not being completely African enough, the perfect African woman, girl, or completely black enough as an African American. My black is not feeling like I could amount to who I'm supposed to be to someone's standard. My black is also my mom playing Mary Mary every morning before church. That's my black. Trajan, what's your black?
My black is going to church Sunday through Sunday. My black is feeling like I have to get a degree to amount to something. My black is my heart dropping to my feet every time I see a police car, every time I hear sirens, having people look at me any kind of way when I walk by the street, and just hold my head high because I know who I am. How about you, Stakaya?
My black is called Little Rich White Girl. My black is being called uppity. My black is also being called ghetto. My black is being asked, are you really pro-black or are you just pretending to be? That's my black. How about yours, Ben?
I hear you, Trajan. Ashe. My black is waking up every morning and doing the best that I can because I know all the hell that my parents went through just to be better than the stereotype, be better than the statistic. That's my black. Come on, take us home, Victoria.
My black is angry as hell right now. My black is waking up in the morning and wondering which one of my brothers or sisters will be the next headline, the next hashtag. My black.
As you see, so many shades of black, and there are many more included in the audience tonight. So this is the Black Album, 2020, Resistance.
Talk, baby, talk, baby, talk, baby, talk.
You know what? I got a tune for you. I'm gonna call this one Shelter in Place. Shelter in place. Shelter in place. Stay inside where you might be safe. Say keep still, don't move so you won't get ill. The COVID spread, messing with free will. How many days and nights, no cure once the COVID bites that heat you up from the inside. Shelter in place. Shelter in place. Stay inside so you might be safe. Inside this building, no more persecution for the color of skin. No more hatred, no bullets flying, no more ducking, no more dodging, no more running from being a man touched by angry men. A disease, a pandemic been around since the beginning. passed from blood through bloodlines, eroding memory, infecting minds, all on the brink of being extinct. What are the odds of extinction when racism is a function of power lines, flow of money, time after time after time? Inside this building, the smell of white supremacy, the foundation of my country, 'tis of thee, where I live in. This my skin, knew I'd die in. Knew my last breath be when Ma's heart breaks. Shelter in place. Shelter in place. Stay in your place. Still, I don't feel safe. Worried lines stretch across my face. Where can I find a way to escape? What are the odds inside this skin? Make it till tomorrow is what I'm dreaming. Tomorrow might be dead from a disease within other people's heads, causing them to put a bullet through my brain. Racist greed make you go insane. Got me searching for the exit, running, hollering down the street where people carrying protest signs say, won't be water but fire next time. Tear it down. Tear all the buildings down, then burn it, baby, burn it down to the underground. Then I'll rise, rising high, rising like clouds, clouds of smoke, wings stretched out. That's what it's like to be free. I don't know what it's like to be free. One day I'll know, then I'll sing. Then I'll sing a song of love for you and for me.
Chaos in the streets of Chicago. Looting taking place around the city.
Just woke up to a huge explosion. That's the Nordstrom.
Images posted on social media.
Urban Baron Zulu, practicing her hoodoo, puts the needle to the skin. An LP starts to wailing. It is after Eden, after the atom bomb, after software, cellular phones. Before life on Jupiter is known, long after Martin and Malcolm are gone. Before the last fires, after COVID was born. Between the last night and the first morn. She awoke to the blast, shotguns, woke from sleeping like the dead, and time rained down on her skull. Centuries of dreams in her head. The moon is full tonight. The sky, blood red. Her haloed angel stuffed neath her bed. Circling crows roar. Drunken locusts gnaw on her door. Crossing the floor of broken promises from before, puts on a dress of neon green. The back embroidered with butterfly wings. She has 1,000 body piercings, oh, diamond rings, a sapphire in her belly, a steel machete, and strapped to her side is an M16. Urban Baron Zulu, practicing her hoodoo, puts the needle to the skin and an LP starts to wailing. Songs of days yet to be seen. Tonight, she tries to find the salvation in a dance out of time, a dance all her own, a dance grown from bone marrow, a dance over minefields stretched to tomorrow. Her dance is a mambo, her dance is a shadow, memory of long ago, a black and white photo of shining black women with coals for eyes. The shift of their hips is paradise. Tracing their fingers cross skies, recording stars and history's lies. Reading the writings on the wall, they've survived storms and all. Shining black women with coals for eyes. In the shift of their hips is paradise. joined in a circle that never ends, planting dreams in the dust they bend. Spit, stamp the ground, shout, stamp the ground, shout, stamp the ground, shout, stamp the ground. Hear their clapping when the thunder sounds.
Has everything changed? Or has nothing changed at all? Since the elections, a feeling of deep-seated betrayal. From grief to resignation to rage, trying to find a safe place, a shell to crawl into, hoping that this will all pass, and wondering how I can endure in the meantime. Born in Dallas, Texas, 1960. A first memory, tornado. Was I 3? Running across a field, holding tight to my mother's hand. Thick dust, darkness, flying clothes, pieces of rooftops, uprooted trees, a car door almost slammed into my mother's head. But we kept running until we found a safe place, home. We stayed in the hallway with lit candles until the storm passed. Daybreak. Was it the same year? I come home from school to my mother watching the TV, crying. On TV, the death of Kennedy. I remember sitting, eating dry Cheerios and watching endless reruns and asking why. My mother shushing me. Lyndon B. Johnson, a big Texas man, raises his left hand, puts his right hand on the Bible, and steps into Kennedy's shoes. There was this time I was no more than 5. I don't actually remember, but my mother told me about the time getting off the bus in a white neighborhood and they sicked dogs on us. My mother shielded me, got us on top of the car while the white men laughed. After they were entertained enough, they called the dogs off and we were allowed to walk home. My mother told me about this when she was in her 50s, about the age I am now. I asked her why. She didn't speak of it. And she said she was glad I had forgotten. I said, why tell me now? She said, I needed to remember. I needed to know. This was when she was dying of cancer. So many memories are gone. So many answers. Like how she could stand it. What she had to stand for her whole life. Knowing someone could sick a dog on her 5-year-old child and herself, and she couldn't even think to call the police for help. How did she make it through? Dallas remained segregated long after Brown versus Board of Education. The city was split by the Trinity River. I was born south of that river. All Black schools, stores, and of course churches, all Black and Hispanic. The Catholic school my mother taught at, Black and Hispanic. When I was a young girl, I didn't understand the difference. The first time seeing a white person, not on TV. TVs were blacks and whites and grays. But these real white people weren't white at all. More like peach-colored pinks and pale. When they came to our neighborhood, they were like ghosts They seem to walk right through us. Why do they call them white? I got some cousins with fair skin, green eyes, and blonde hair, but they were called black. At the same time, there was the red danger. Even at an all-black school, we had monthly drills. They taught us how we were to survive. We would duck up under our seats.
He's duck and cover, duck and cover.
He did what we all must learn to do. You
and you
and you
and you, duck and cover.
Lord, it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain. You better get ready, 'cause it's gonna rain. God shall know the rainbow sign won't be water but fire next time. Burn it down, burn it down, burn it down to the underground.
Where are you?
My closet.
Hey, is that hard liquor you're drinking, Zoe?
You bet. And you, Rita?
Hey, a splash of Merlot, the usual.
The box that I sent you.
Oh, yes, girl. Thanks again.
Cheers.
Here's to back to normal.
Here's to holding on till November.
Whew, I miss our bid with Mondays, partner.
The girls were talking about getting us together online.
Definitely not the same. How do you sneak a peek at Virginia's cards online?
Mommy, Freddie, pull my hair. Mommy, we know you're in there.
Go away. I told y'all this is my me time. If you need something between 6 and 8, you go to your father. Go away.
Daddy said to go find you. He told us where to find you.
Don't make me open this door. Y'all know me. You best go back to your daddy. Only father. I swear 7 months with 5 heathen children, my uncle and auntie. Brother Dan moved in last month. I had to put my big Nate in the garage last week, taking up all the bed. He sleeps in the garage on the weekend just so I can stretch out and breathe. There's not an inch left in this house. But I swear that the children, you're lucky. No husband, no children.
Yep.
And I used to not believe the teachers. Not my children, little no-neck knuckleheads. Now I know that teachers deserve every penny.
Girl, more.
Combat pay.
Hey, Dan still driving the bus?
You got an eye for Danny boy.
No, girl.
I think the way you be looking at him. Was it Christmas you came over? He's still driving. He can't not even if he wanted.
Now that extra 600 is dried up.
We could have used that.
Would have been nice.
They're talking about you're not allowed to work.
No unemployment if you stop.
And school starts next week.
You are not sending them back to school.
Talking about children are mostly immune.
Lies. You think they'll come to the house if you don't?
I'm sending them to school over my dead body.
Look, in private schools online.
Right. I had delivery today over on Chambers Street. It took up half my truck, at least half. I hauled the groceries to the door, and man asked me if I could bring them inside. What did he think? 20 boxes of frozen meat? Enough for 4 freezers. I tell him they pay me door to door. Right. Done. Breaking my back for what? And I ain't going inside nobody's house. You can't tip me enough. Masks, gloves, and all.
Finally providing us with hospital-grade masks over at the nursing home.
And I come home every day. I take my clothes off at the door. I shower. I disinfect it. You can't tip enough for that ish.
Girl, pay 13 hours for a 24-hour shift. They say patient sleeps half the time anyways. And tell me I'm not allowed to quit. Facility short staff. Want you to work yourself to death.
Is 24 hours mandatory?
What choice do I have? Girl, I thought it'd be over by now. At first they say a month, then a month and a half already. I'm cynical. I go, let me just prepare my mind. It'll last to July. Our clock goes off in July. They say it's going into the next year. So this is what my life looks like until at least February of next year.
At least.
Girl, anyone that I've held or touched in the last 7 months are either dead or dying. My patients are mainly white. They know they can go at any moment. Just this past month, this old white man, can't say he's the meanest, but girl, he was definitely entrenched. But even them are seeing the light. Watching the TVs transfixed on the numbers of unemployed and lack of health benefits. Over 7,000 by the end of this month. This old white man, Albert, he was praying he could stay alive long enough to vote that man out of office. Girl, he opens his eyes every morning. No visitation. I'm all they got. I feed them. I wipe their butts. I rock them to sleep.
Oh, okay now, Miss Aunt Jemima.
Hey, why did they fire Aunt Jemima? I thought she looked pretty good after they took the hair rag away. Fired her anyway.
She looked like she was from Gone with the Wind in that head wrap.
Ooh. Look, if they had freshened makeup.
Okay. Beat the face, little Chanel red lips. It would have popped.
He was always there. My mother would make me pancakes every Sunday morning, every birthday morning. Whenever I needed a little something extra, there she was. Then she just disappeared. Like she never even mattered, just washed away.
They freed her, emancipated. Now she and Uncle Ben eloped and are on San Cabo Island doing the mad fandango every day. The end. But now speaking of head rag, what's your situation?
Oh, okay now, see, I went to the hair salon this past week. Where they have everything divided by plastic shower curtains. You put your hands and feet through these plastic holes or lucite partitions. Anyways, everybody got on masks and gloves except for the hair stations. No precaution. Every station was filled. Waiting area, jam-packed. So I stood in the doorway for a minute and turned around and went home.
I can walk you through a perm if you need me to.
I'm done with the cream and crack. Oh, I tried pressing and curling last night.
We gotta make the time to take care of ourselves.
I started parting my hair and greasing my scalp like my mama used to. Heated up the
your hair.
I used my grandmama's hot irons, the kind you heat on the stove.
Old school.
When I was done, I looked at myself in the mirror. Girl, I knew I looked like a cross between my mother and Jada Pinkett. Okay.
It looked nice.
Yeah. And then I cooked some chicken tortilla soup, my auntie's recipe. You never been to my apartment, basement studio. Just above, I share a bathroom, and smell of soup must have felt cozy. I fell asleep at the table. I was dreaming about somebody stroking my hair.
Who?
I don't know. Woke up before I could see. Woke up drowning.
What?
I was so tired, trying to regain my soul. I needed some quietness. I turned on the tub. I forgot. Water must have seeped in from the floor above down onto my kitchen, girl, down on my head. My hair drew back up to what it was before, tired. After all that work, just too tired to do it all over again. So,
You know, I bet you look good in any hairstyle you do. I bet you rock a big, bushy fro.
In Canada.
Kamala Harris descended from the largest slave owner in Jamaica. Kamala Harris seems to be descended less from the legacy of, let's say, Frederick.
So,
Yes.
Yes.
So, we're pregnant.
Okay.
I told you.
Ruth.
yeah, we wanted to tell you now.
My mother always knows.
How about that, Ruth?
Down.
You sure?
For 3 months.
Oh, the grandchild.
How?
How?
In vitro.
So he means
I mean, who's the father?
who's the mother? Our daughter is pregnant.
Oh, can't believe it.
Who's the father? Who's sperm?
We're both the mother. As for the father,
Both.
Is it our grandchild or is it your people's grandchild?
Child.
the sonogram shows that. So
Girl or boy, y'all
A
making me.
grandson or a granddaughter?
they are.
Twins?
No. They.
Is it a boy or a girl?
We prefer gender neutral. They, them, theirs.
The who?
You know,
The father is?
yeah. Her father.
We know the person who gave the sperm.
You know, on 60 Minutes, there was a man who donated to put himself through school. Oh, 64, went to MIT, a good catch.
No, that's not what
He
we're talking
had 26 children.
No.
Donor number 857. He didn't think of himself as a father, like he'd spit into a cup. After he graduated, he got married, had 3 children of his own. He and his wife together, his own children.
Times are different now, Ruth.
How do you know who's the sister or the brother?
Times have changed.
How will they know their genetic makeup?
You know the person who gave the sperm.
Oh, her father.
Benjamin.
Benjamin is the donor.
Ben was our roommate senior year.
Yeah, we met him. Graduation, engineering major. Well, he did have a good head on his shoulders. Good job.
Child. We all agree, but they will know who
Where
their
their source comes from.
look, Benjamin wants to be involved, but our child lives with us.
To life.
To life.
To life. hmm
You know, I was 3 months along when I married your father.
Now, Ruth, don't start that now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you were born 6 months later.
But you never told me that.
Well,
We did discuss giving you up for adoption,
we
but
talked about not having you.
we never seriously had that
My
discussion, Ruth.
father felt that it wasn't the
Wanna
right.
ask for your hand? Huh. Your father?
Oh, he didn't see a future at all.
I enlisted at 18. My first generation. My people? Nigerian. Hey, Bakers. They barely spoke any English. They met your parents?
Oh, my parents forbade me. Said they would disinherit me if I ever married somebody.
Married a Nigerian. My parents weren't pleased with that American.
It was not about him being African. His people would take him.
We owned our own shop.
Eventually,
Yeah, your father never owned his own shop.
my father was an executive.
Please, he worked for someone else.
You never told me this
is good. Good stuff.
When I got pregnant, it was a lot.
And so I asked for your hand. I just knew you would be a boy. I'd already named you.
After his father.
But as soon as I saw you,
Daddy, why didn't you
always daddy's little girl?
the moment your grandparents held you,
Ask him if it's a he or a she. Is she gonna have hair like mine and yours that you got from my mother?
Well, they will take after us both.
Well, you know what I mean.
What difference does it make?
They'll want to know one day.
No, but what matters is you don't.
You know, I always thought my daughter, when you were inside my belly, there was nothing we couldn't share. You know, she'll grow out of you one day, and then she's gonna grow beyond you, and then you're gonna know how I feel.
Oh, but you never hear me. See, that's the problem. Because when I finally told you, you acted like
Leontine?
like you weren't my mother anymore.
I will always be your mother. That will never change.
When it comes from the soul, like Aretha.
Me and your father, you belong to us. We're gonna always love you. We expected some bad behavior.
Bad behavior? I used to dream I was adopted.
You see the way I'm saying there's nothing we couldn't weather. Children test. It's in their nature.
No, because this isn't like when I dye my hair blue, okay?
The sound pours out. And you can't describe.
Like when I dressed in black for a whole year.
How was I supposed to know? Huh? How was I supposed to know? Until you decide that you want to dye your hair.
Everlasting. That's what it is.
You never told me. And then she came to the house and still, I didn't think. Not until... But your father told me.
This is forever, okay? Okay?
I heard a sound when I first saw her. I couldn't find the words.
How could you understand?
It wasn't until you married her, okay? I thought, all right, okay, it is what it is, all right. But now you're telling...
I'm asking, what are you telling us now?
Ruth, stop harassing the girl.
You can't describe the sound, but you feel that sound. And you know what it is.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. I see.
Top baby, top baby, top baby, top. 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 Feeling he was disrespected, Rabbit wanted his black tar brother dead. Rabbit hit him in his nappy head. Now his fists are stuck. So Rabbit kicked him down, stomped his brother to the ground. Now his feet are stuck. His black tar brother looking up said,
You's a dumb one. Dumb as what? Wake up, brother. Wake up and see. Wherever you go, I'll be. I'll follow. Can't shake me, baby bro, like your shadow. See? I'm your tomorrow. I'm your history.
Top baby, top baby, top baby, top. Top baby, top baby, top baby, top. Entering now is Brother Fox, to see today what he has caught. Smacks his lips.
Black on black. Both are stuck. Whose fault is that? Systemic. A trap set before first breath already was written. Your mortal fate, I've been waiting here for this date. Rabbit can't jump high with his brother on his back. Can't run fast, can't haul ass.
Old Fox said,
Knew you'd eventually cross my path. Now you're stuck. Come on, lay down, give up. Should I roast you over burning flames? Put knee to neck or take steady aim?
Top baby, leans to his brother's ear. Two heads put together, he whispers, so Fox can hear.
Roast me over a burning fire. Hang me, shoot me, whatever your desire. But that patch of thorns, that briar patch is what I fear. Please, don't throw me nowhere near.
Both cry salty tears, wanting entertainment before his supper. Fox throws them into the patch of briars to hear them scream, to see them suffer. They are thrown, him and his brother, beyond Fox's arms. They both laugh, singing a song.
We were born on a bed of thorns.
Our past makes us strong. Our past makes us strong. Hey, our past makes us strong. And so, arm in arm, they hop away. So they escape to live another day beyond their mistake of self-hate. Top baby, top baby, top baby, top. Top baby, top baby, top baby, top. Story.
These Americans come to Nigeria, lands at the airport, kissing the ground. His skin black like 11:30 p.m. Hey, I'm home, my niggas. I'm your long lost brother, man. Hey. No, brother. Welcome, my uncle tells him, taking him into his taxi. He sits in the back of the taxi and looks around, out the window. Oh shit, man, y'all got cars over here? Oh, damn, y'all got buildings too? Oh, damn. But are y'all wearing clothes? Is he rocking the latest Yeezys? Man. Hey, partner, come over here. Where your lions at? This African American knows nothing about his African brothers and sisters. Hey, y'all got some tall ass buildings over here, man. Where the hell are we supposed to live? Hey. Oh shit, y'all got malls? Too many Tarzan movies. What does he expect? He lands on foreign soil, no mother tongue, can speak no languages, only American English. Hey, how many languages do I know? Hey, I'm glad you asked. Hey, English from the British that colonized, Dutch, French, and then how many tribal languages? Hey, Chineke! This American Negro has only his American tongue and his American eyes looking back at us. Hey, who do not recognize him at all. What part of him are African or... We will ride him around 10 times out of his way before dropping him off at his hotel. He asks where to get real African food. He doesn't want tourist food or he wants real. He wants to keep it 100. Hey, what does that mean to him? Jungle food? We will come back after he checks in. He wants us to take him into the jungle, bring him a spear, and hunt the lion for the jungle stew. Hey, we will take him to my uncle Oscar's house out in the suburbs. Bring him some barbecued cow ribs and tell him it is monkey. Hey, he will be shocked and eat excitedly. Before we take him into the jungle, where there are no lights, where all he sees are eyes and teeth. Hey, that night I turned 10 years old when I had my first taste of American dark meat. We stripped him naked and feasted on him. Euphemistically, of course. Hey, they think we are all cannibals, or we are, euphemistically, but then everyone is. We see in all civilizations those who feed on the ignorance of others. American blacks wonder how we come to America and start our own businesses in their neighborhoods fresh off the boat. All the while they complain about the centuries of injustices being held down by the man that holds them in poverty. They collect government checks and can afford heat, running water, electricity. Their children own Game Boys and live below the poverty line. A free education, and they don't have to walk miles naked with no shoes to get there. Oh, life is hard. Yes, life is very hard. We Africans truly know and appreciate it. About 5 years ago, I am in an airport talking to an American black. He is going to Italy to vacation. I am trying to go to Umbria to visit a relative. With my African passport, you can't travel everywhere or anywhere you please whenever you wish. Hey, traipsing about the planet, lollygagging is not permitted with an African passport. You must have papers showing destination, duration, purpose. You must show a bank account and people who will let them know you are not a pirate or a cannibal, or strip off your clothes because you are not used to fabrics other than lying cloth on your skin. His American passports gave him permission to pack his bags on a whim. Today I am in California. I wake up and decide I will go to Umbria because I want spaghetti in Italy. Here is my American passport. I shall pack and by afternoon I will go. I will go to France and go, yo, I'm here, my man. Everyone will know. Oh, he is not a colony black girl. He is American. American blacks are so cool. Come on in. I tried to explain to my American black. He's 5 years ago, he's American black privilege. Today, he understands. His passport means nothing today. I say to him, no. Now, welcome to the family. The first time I came to America, 4 years ago, I tried to act like black American. Hey, I had my jeans pulled low, hoodie, Jordans. Yo, my nigga. What? I was walking around through Compton in my gold chains. Yo, my nigga. Yo, yo, yo. Not John Q. Denzel, but Training Day Denzel. Hey, King Kong ain't got shit on me. Thinking I can pass for American black. In Compton, in what they call the jungle there. By nightfall, I am in the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle parking lot, without passports or stitch, barefooted. In this jungle, I am straight up African. The police are called. They surround me with pointed guns. I say, officer, please don't shoot and kill me all. I have been robbed. They look confused, hearing my accent. I say, please don't shoot. They lower their guns. Excuse me, sir. We thought you were a nigger. They offer me a blanket. Buy me some chicken McNuggets on the way to the precinct to file a report. Hey. The victor gets to rewrite history. But he doesn't like to remind us all the contradictions walking around calling his version a lie. The nigger walks around calling America a lie. That's the problem. You see, I never understood why American Negroes are insulted when they are told, go back to Africa. I, with my passport, can always go back to a place that remembers me as I was and as I truly am. Where does the American Negro go? Always navigating the lies of who they are and where they can go now. Without a passport that allows them entry or exit. He who has been eaten whole, now grinding on his bones, his truths, by now, are dust. I, with my passport, I can always go back home.
Unfortunately, those diseases tend to track with structural and systemic factors around the country, and those include lower income, lower rates of employment, lower rates of access to insurance.
Am I essential? Would I be missed? Inconsequential without your kiss. Too long without your embrace. Can't feel myself, heart erased. I was invincible, negative space, invisible, no bones, no flesh. Can't touch your body, can I touch your mind? Flow with me, baby, let our neurons combine. Can you feel my breath through the cellophane? Mouthing words of love. Do you feel my pain? You tell me to believe, like asking is easy. Trying to breathe, I grieve. Ooh, 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 you tell me to believe, like asking is easy. Trying to breathe, I grieve.
Followers
Ooh. Wow. This is wow.
You make sure you delete it, Chris.
Wow. I mean,
Erase it.
you are incredible.
Chris, erase it. Or you're not going to get any more where it came from.
See,
I mean,
you don't trust me. Every time you ask me to make sure I delete our sessions. I mean, who do you think I am?
When are we going to meet?
Hey, let's slow down a minute.
We just had sex.
Well, technically, not actually.
You like it digitally, virtually. You're a techno freak. I know you.
You know me. What's my name?
Search 1997. I don't need your name. This is your face, isn't it? Is this your actual face?
Maybe my name is Cyrano. You know,
Whatever the hell.
Cyrano was a character from
I
Edmund
know who
Rostan's.
Cyrano is. You don't have to explain Cyrano to me. I'm not Eliza Doolittle. You're trying to tell me that you're so hideous that you have to send your alter ego to sweet talk and bang me?
Alter ego. That's a pretty big vocabulary for a ratchety child like yourself.
You don't even know how to use the word. Your street cred is showing. Not.
Right.
You're supposed to be Mr. Retro Jim Brown, Mr. Retro Shaft-like.
Right.
Not some black nerd and not afraid of his feminine side. Can't
Hey,
throw a
what?
baseball, but wields a heavy pencil in the corporate boardroom. Kind of non-gangster thug, life-living, magical Negro in the bedroom. Hottie type. That's what you advertised, right? Search 1997.
Whatever you like, Kenya.
And what were you looking for?
What I'm getting is much more than I expected. See you tomorrow, same time.
Wait. What were you looking for? Not Beyonce, not Rihanna, not fabricated. You wanted the straight up chocolate, not the fake. Real. Whatever that means.
Kenya.
Ebony. My real name is Ebony.
Yesterday it was Marquita.
You liked you some Marquita.
Marquita was simple, not complicated.
Simple. As in not very bright. Easy.
As in not so
That's
much
your
tood.
definition. You liked Marquita's tood, but today my attitude is disturbing you. Today.
This is getting a little too
real. We've been dating for 6 months.
No, not dating. We've never met.
Right. We've traveled around the world.
Virtually.
We've met the parents, made wedding plans.
All
a boy
make
and
believe.
A girl. Their names will be Kunta Kinte
Man,
and
look.
Hope. You chose the names. You initiated this game.
Ooh.
No problem. This is safe. Here. You told me all your secrets already. Your fears. To meet me here is safe.
We have a nice thing going here.
In your real world, I wouldn't fit.
Man, here we go.
You only date white women, actually, right?
Ooh.
Where are we going? Maybe this is my avatar. Maybe I'm actually blonde and blue-eyed. Where I enter, how I enter, my choice. Maybe I'm actually Filipino, Colombian.
Okay.
A bit of all of the above.
Kenya.
What I am
Kenya.
is pure.
Ebony. Marquita.
Authentic. What I'm looking for is authenticity.
It's time for me to sign out.
Let's start over again.
Oh, okay. What's your name?
Oh. When can we meet?
All I wanna be is images on TV. I be Obama, a rapper. Kobe was a god. Be swinging through the air like a baller in charge. Rule economies like the Medicis and Rockefellers. Sue for reparations. Get my mule in 40 acres and some billions. Swerving like Nigerians in my Maybach XLR. Held as king wherever I go. Always hungry. Take more than my portion of daily bread. Won't worry about my soul till after I'm dead by any means necessary. I'm gonna get mine. The rest of these clowns get in line and watch me. Shine on, shine on, shine, shine on.
Well, in high school, I definitely had an Urkel vibe going. You know, friend zoning, love you like a brother vibe. Maybe because I was the only black at my school. Yeah, Kaylin, you're my dog. Just don't ever let me catch you touching my sister. But we were all kumbaya, like my mom would say. Why she and my dad had moved into the burbs, north of the Trinity above Highland Park. The setup was after desegregation, integration, the post-Obama racial years. Yeah, you're my dog, my nigga, my ace boon who happens to be blonde and blue-eyed. It's about tone and inflection and dropping the for the Never took any offense because no offense intended. Just how we roll. Come on, we took back the word a long time ago. It's in all the rap lyrics. Free Weezy concert 2015. Majority of the audience is white. Come on. All the white boys are calling each other nigga. Everybody's a nigga.
See, when everybody's a nigga, then nobody is a nigger. See? No, my folks don't understand. Different times, generational thing. See, there were ancient, old school Negroes. And then my grandma and grandpa were black. Came of age in the black and I'm proud 60s and 70s. And my parents, 90s, Reagan, Prince. My dad had those Gumby hairdos and backwards clothes, all the crisscross looking. So how does he have room with his NWA self to criticize my saggy pants nigga self? See, it's why I don't have my friends drop by the house. See, my friends are liberated. They can say whatever they want in front of their parents. They can cuss their parents out if they want to. Still, people say my parents spoiled me, sheltered me. But wasn't that what they're supposed to do? Not like how my dad was raised. Spare the rod, spoil the child. You see the stories he tells me about being beaten down growing up and then thanking his parents for basically abusing him. I wouldn't be the man I am today. Man, I think my mom was the one who rehabilitated him, though. You are not going to lay hands on my child. And so, I'm the child they raised.
The problem is fear. How I'm perceived in a room. Misunderstood. Standing in a room. Don't see degree, resume. I had a stockbroker who was always, let's go out for coffee, drinks, lunch. I always said no. He said, I can't find you on Facebook. I said, I hate Facebook. I liked that he never knew who I was. Try to stay under the radar. I never wanted him to meet me face to face. It's about how the information is used. Zuckerberg makes money off the information you give him. When I finally met him, my stockbroker, he seemed surprised. Why? You don't sound black. First time I heard that, I asked, does black have a sound?
Like, what does that mean? Since when did speaking proper English become the property of whiteness? My speech patterns echo my environment. So getting good grades, standing straight, being polite equates to whiteness, or you're being white, or you're being bougie because I'm what? Man, what the what? Or my white friends say, you can be yourself. Act like you're home. Take off your shoes. Be yourself. You can curse if you want to. Drink. I bet you know where all the good drugs are. Come on, Kaylin. Be yourself. Be myself. This is me.
I don't want anyone to know me at all. Why? Because I don't want anyone to interfere with opportunity. People are always trying to get in the room. I'm trying to stay out physically and be in at the same time. Because I don't think people are honest. Whites aren't honest about how they feel. Human nature. They take care of their own. We know about insider trading. Who's considered an insider? Not me. Let me go back a step, okay? After slavery, blacks owned 1.2% of this country. Today, blacks own roughly 1.3% of this country. We've barely shifted. What ground have we gained in 400 years? Okay, let me go back to the other day.
I go in to buy a car. I'm there for an hour negotiating the deal. Salesman says, I'm giving you a steal. A steal, he says. I can't budge him another quarter. I say, let me think it over. What I do is send in a buddy of mine, an ally, as they call them today. My white friend goes in and within half an hour gets a deal on the exact same car for $1,200 less. And he throws in a free GPS. And it's not that my ally is charismatic. He's charming as dirt. So, what is the difference? Best tip I got in grad school, Jessica, told me to buy Apple. Early, this is before it went public. Best tip I ever had. Got it from literally being insider. Insider? Woo!
Being seen and heard is an issue. We'll be sitting around the table, pitching ideas for products, and I'll say red, white, and blue. And historically, usually met with a shrug. Oh, thanks, Eve. Then 5 minutes later, Bill can say red, blue, and white. And wow, brilliant, Bill, let's run with that. That's how it's always been. But now, at least now, they feel they have to act like they're listening. Ted will say, white, blue, and red? They'll then acknowledge that I'm in the room and call on my opinion. And I'll say, yes, white, blue, red, and green. They go, well, since we're all in agreement, we're going to go with Eve's idea of white, blue, and red. That was brilliant, Eve. Bill, wasn't that brilliant of Eve? Bill, Black Lives Matter to me. I agree. And I go, but what about the green? What I added was the green. I'm sorry, do we need to call HR? Bill, I'd like to apologize for anything you may have perceived as wrong, whether by me or by my great-grandparents before me. Just want to start fresh here. HR is on the way. It never was our intention to upset. And I'm going, that is not what what the what? I'm tired of being cast as the angry black woman no matter what. So, I fold my hands in my lap. I smile politely. I never raise my voice, and I do not ever roll my eyes or my neck. I tell myself, don't move.
My car had broken down earlier, so I went out to buy a new one. When I came home, I sat in my wife's car because I just wanted to be alone. I was sitting in my wife's car, parked outside my own house. The cops pull over. Come on now. I'm in my uniform. Brooks Brothers, suit, tie, pocket square, my father's cufflinks, ball Gary, suited. Yes, sir, officer. May I help you? We'll need to see your license and registration. May I ask why? No, don't ask, just comply. I smile, hands in full view. May I move my hands? I'm going to get my license. The usual drill, right? Then I move my hands slowly to the cup holder.
Why I bought the gun? Fear. Fear of these times. Everything has changed. Or has it? We live in a quiet cul-de-sac. Gated, safe, 20 years. More people have moved in as the old ones have died off. Mostly young couples, all white. And don't judge us. We all know about redlining, so if I buy into the right neighborhood, don't judge. It matters the wealth we pass on to my son. It's why we moved here. Rising senior. He can go in any direction. Since lockdown, people have been creating alliances. Bubbles. We can afford to isolate. Work from home, deliver goods. We don't go out. We get tested regularly. People are creating bubbles. Who they will socialize with. Certain people get together, decide they're going to have their children tutored together. Nobody asked us to bubble with them. Is that some strange coincidence? People call. Oh, hi, Eve. It must be rough being Black right now. Right now? I know I'm blessed. Guy and I have done well for ourselves. We live here, right? Nobody asked us to bubble with them. They say they want to respect our quarantine. It's mostly the new ones. They don't know how long we've lived here. I've been stopped twice by someone who says they're the neighborhood watch, asking me how I got in the gate. Where do I live? I say, I don't know you. Show me your ID. They called the police twice this last month. I've seen the Purge movies. If things go down, I bought the gun just in case. I didn't even tell Guy, not yet. Hid the gun in the back of my closet, in the sock drawer. I put the bullets in my jewelry case on top. Then I moved the gun into the garage. Then I'm telling myself, oh my God, Eve, you have a teenage son. What are you doing? So I put the gun in my car in the glove compartment, unloaded. I'll take it back in the morning. Guy will never know.
Has come to the passenger side of the vehicle. Both policemen have their hands on their holsters. I move slowly.
I'll tell Guy and he'll say, "Hun, you so crazy. You know you got that Black paranoia."
I open the glove compartment. To my surprise, I see the policemen on either side of me see the gun. They see me see the gun.
Freeze!
I hear the gunshots. Yesterday and today. Black men slaughtered in every way for sins of fathers, sons, mothers, daughters. Makes me want to holler, brother. Throw up both my hands. Got a call from my girlfriend today. Melody say, "Honey, meet me downtown at the rally or protest for our classmate who's been added to the tally."
hear the voices of masses on Main Street round the corner, voices shouting 15 times shot. And he was only 17, the same as me, except for a toss of a coin, 24/7 news feeds. His name lives on, bred for revolution. Incendiary tale for another generation, to the next crucifixion, our hope of salvation. And I'm thinking, I register for school, classes, SMU, poli-sci poetry. I'm an activist in the community, got plenty of time to do me, but this tonight, this is where I need to be. So I walk through the sea of voices, searching for melody.
Within seconds, he calls out and immediately fires a shot. The woman inside was playing video games. Tatiana is her name, and everyone is seeing that name on social media. There she is. People are remembering who she was.
I'm on the front lines, putting my life on the line, talking about I am not my grandma. Don't come for me like you coming for Jesus. I ain't your peaceful protesting, Martin Luther peaceful kumbaya sit-in protest marching auntie. Not today. Nah, see, we are the new Negroes. We are going to pillage and loot and burn everything down to the ground because we ain't taking it no more, is what you got on your hands today. So, if your question is why I won't vote, we ain't no Cosby Show Negroes up in here. You know what I'm talking about. Like before Cosby went to jail, you know what I'm talking about. Like what he represented in terms of Black family excellence. Okay. Upper middle class doctor, lawyer parents. And that kid should have been going to private schools, then Harvard. But the cool one went to an HBC, yep. And thus the spinoff, that Cosby. That one before. See, I grew up with the Cosby reruns. Child of a single mother who got her life together after running the streets. Running games since she was 15. And then went and got her GED and worked as a social worker. Put 3 nappy-haired children through college type woman and never had a moment of complaint. Strong Black woman. That's my mama. Who said, I can be your mama and your daddy. Now, I don't think she thought she was trans. And I ain't talking about Caitlyn Jenner, who way back then was just some white dude on the back of the Wheaties box. Good start to every morning. But I'm talking about the Negro in my neighborhood who was sashay on the boulevard. But try them. Better not try them. Because I think one of the strongest people on this planet gotta be Black and trans. And at the same time, my mama was just as strong. She taught me that you gotta be in a system that sets us against each other, us and them. Why else would you put up statues of traitors of the Civil Wars, your states, then drag them down to incite those who have been indoctrinated in the graven images of Robert E. Lee and John Wayne and blue-eyed messiahs? See, now my question, why a white boy can kill protesters on the streets and just walk off with gun in hand and be lifted up as a hero? Hey, but don't be caught walking with a bag of Skittles and Arizona iced tea with a certain melanin. So, if your question is, if the choice is between the Donald and Biden or Kanye, hold on, now we do know that the Kardashians have broken the minds of every man they have ever given entree into their Beth's caves. So let's just pretend I'm in denial and ask, who do you think I'll roll with? Huh? What is this, a multiple choice, a trick question? Because they talk about I got choices like I can choose to live or to die. See, they give you the illusion that this is the land of the free and home of the and totally ignore the Choctaw and Cherokee nations. You see where I'm headed. See, they say choose what's behind door number 1, 2, or 3. Or do you want to take the cash? And then they flash $500 and shoot. You take the cash because it's a sure thing. You know you going home with something. You can pay a bill or two and still get a 3-piece fries and Coke and still have some left over. You ain't no dope. You think you've out-reasoned the system? So today you offering me a check with how many zeros in it? To say, let's forget the whole thing. Here's your reparations. Now we're even. Hoping I'll take it and pass it back to you by my furs, cars, and bling. Passing down a legacy of poverty rather than investing it into my sons and daughters and the ones that come after me. See, what I need to do is buy some land that will appreciate the same rate as yours. That might be safe from Black Wall Street catastrophes. Because every time we get our hands on a little something, here they come with bombs and stealth laws. American terrorists and white hoods are in the highest echelons of government. Who's running things? But beyond the dollars and the doors, there's a curtain. Ooh, and behind that curtain are stars and moons that you've never seen. Hidden behind this screen, we blind to an entrance made from blood, sweat, and tears of our ancestors, whose names were never mentioned, names forgotten. Them ones, oh baby, them ones are the real OGs. See, that's why I gotta do something. Even if I do believe the system is rigged, because doing nothing is letting whatever happen, happen. If that's what's in my mind, they've already won. Resistance is a multi-sided prong. Gotta do battle in every direction. The answer is, I gotta resist each and every way. Learning the system and tearing it down by infiltration with whatever I can put my hands on. Resistance is a slingshot. And I am David against Goliath. I'll cast my stone. I'm gonna vote.
The game is fixed. So when they say, why do you burn down the community? Why do you burn down your own neighborhood? It's not ours. We don't own anything. We don't own anything. Trevor Noah said it so beautifully last night. There's a social contract that we all have, that if you steal or if I steal, then the person who is the authority comes in and they fix the situation. But the person who fixes the situation is killing us. So the social contract is broken. And if the social contract is broken, why the do I give a shit about burning the Football Hall of Fame, about burning the Target? You broke the contract when you killed us in the streets and didn't give up. You broke the contract when for 400 years we played your game and built your wealth. You broke the contract when we built our wealth again on our own by our bootstraps in Tulsa and you dropped bombs on us. When we built it in Rosewood and you came in and you slaughtered us. You broke the contract, so your Target, your Hall of Fame. As far as I'm concerned, they could burn this bitch to the ground.
Every 4 years, and we keep falling for it. It's like they're not even switching it up. They're not even switching it up. They're just ruining another generation of Black Americans every 4 years. And you want to know what the result of these protests are, besides our neighborhoods burning down, besides our Black youth being arrested? We just signed up for another 60 years of Black poverty. And during those 60 years, you're going to have AOC and leftist politicians stump on the issues and claim it's because of systemic racism and not because they sent a bunch of white Antifa thugs to burn down the neighborhoods and to burn down the black businesses.
Crippling. And I have nothing positive to say in this moment because I don't want to be here. But I'm responsible to be here because it wasn't just Dr. King and people dressed nicely who marched and protested to progress this city and so many other cities. It was people like my grandmother, people like my aunts and uncles who were members of SCLC and NAACP, and in particular, Reverend James Orange, Mrs. Alice Johnson, and Reverend Love, who we just lost last year. So I'm duty-bound to be here to simply say that it is your duty not to burn your own house down for anger with an enemy. It is your duty to fortify your own house so that you may be a house of refuge in times of organization. And now is the time to plot, plan, strategize, organize, and mobilize. It is time to beat up prosecutors you don't like at the voting booth. It is time to hold mayoral offices accountable, chiefs and deputy chiefs. Atlanta is not perfect, but we're a lot better than we ever were, and we're a lot better than cities are. I'm mad as hell. I woke up wanting to see the world burn down yesterday because I'm tired of seeing black men die. He casually put his knee on a human being's neck for 9 minutes as he died like a zebra in the clutch of a lion's jaw. And we watch it like murder porn over and over again. So that's why children are burning to the ground. They don't know what else to do. And it is the responsibility of us to make this better right now. We don't want to see one officer charged. We want to see 4 officers prosecuted and sentenced. We don't want to see targets burning. We want to see the system that sets up for systemic racism burnt to the ground. And as I sit here in Georgia, home of Stevens, Georgia, former vice president of the Confederacy, white man said that law, fundamental law, stated that whites were naturally the superior race, and the Confederacy was built on a cornerstone. It's called a cornerstone speech. Look it up. The cornerstone speech that blacks would always be subordinate. That officer believed that speech because he killed that man like an animal. In this city, officers have done horrendous things and they have been prosecuted. This city's cut different. In this city, you can find over 50 restaurants owned by black women. I didn't say minority, and I didn't say women of color. So after you burn down your own home, what do you have left but char and ash?
Tar baby, tar baby, tar baby, tar. Tar baby, tar baby, tar baby, tar. Tar baby, tar baby, tar baby, tar. They use your own belief with sugar-coated lies, twisting how we see ourselves within our own eyes. Mirrors where your weak doubts and fears collide. Brother on brother, bullets fly. Running from the other, the electric slide. A dance out of time, no logic or rhyme. No heartbeat, no breath. Hearing mothers cry who can't take another death. The great divide, our genocide, fratricide. Tar baby, tar baby, tar baby, tar. Tar baby, tar baby, tar baby, I'm just spitting, drowning in my own words by being human. Unlike beasts, we have capacity to reason and possibility of other outcomes. But in reality, there's a mess of confusion, collusions, destructions. Never been good at predictions, math equations. What are the odds on possibilities for a black child newborn given circumstances like melanin, location, education by calculations of I'm divided. The older I grow, what I know for sure is don't buy into the socio-economical numbers that weigh us to the flow. Whoa, instead of rising once more. Tar baby, tar baby, tar baby, tar. Tar baby, tar baby, tar baby, tar. Tar baby, tar baby, tar baby, tar.
what I mean. Don't know a damn thing. Been stumbling in the dark too long, suspended in sleep between Genesis, Revelation, the beginning or the end. I'm woke now and trying to find my way back home.
Trying to find a way back home. Trying to find a way back home. Praying for a savior in ocean's arms.
Finding salvation in my own reflection. Singing redemption songs, giving my life meaning in the in-between and spitting truths that I can sow. Before I go, yeah. I want to stay and see them grow.
Ta baby, ta baby, ta baby, ta. Ta baby, ta baby, ta baby, ta. Ta baby, ta baby, ta baby, ta.
What happened to family? Our humanity. How did we get stuck, broke and thirsty in the well of poverty? Gotta lift the other up. Where is our beauty?
How we climb to the sky.
There's our beauty.
How we rise.
Our beauty is in
figuring together
how to stay alive.
How we rise.
We rise.
We rise.
We rise.
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 discussion for the Black Album 2020 Resistance. We'll be talking with Regina Taylor, playwright and director, and some of the cast members from tonight's performance. So I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves, and then I'll start asking the questions. So I turn it over to Regina and the actors.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for coming. I want to thank everyone involved in this production. I'd like to thank one, Gretchen. Our conversation starting a few months ago to now. I'd like to thank this fantastic cast, crew, our designers, our advisors, everyone who has lifted us up on this journey.
Well, I'll go first. So my name is Erwin Day. You saw me tonight. It's MC 2020. Thank you for being here, and thank you again to Regina, Gretchen, and everybody behind the scenes who made this happen.
Hi, my name is Bradley Atuba. I played Jonathan and Oba. I'm a second year graduate student with Erwin and Victoria, and I just again also want to piggyback off of Erwin and say thank you so much. It was an honor and a privilege being a part of this project. So thank you.
And I just want to introduce for you guys Victoria Cruz. She played Bella Eve, and I think one other was part of the Tar Baby ensemble. And she'll be with us shortly, but she definitely appreciates Regina, Gretchen, and everybody as well. So thank you for that.
Great. So I'm going to jump into the questions. Regina, why did you write the Black Album?
The Black Album came out of conversations earlier in this year. One, starting with how do we continue to teach theater? How do we continue to present theater in the time of quarantine? As I've been sitting steeped in place where I'm from, it's been the longest time I've been in one place, I think since college, when I went to SMU, to think very deeply about where we are right now, where we've come from, and where we're going, where we're headed. That was what was on my mind. When I was asked to write a piece, then out of those conversations, to write a piece that would then address, again, how we teach theater, how we continue to create in these times, and who we are in these times then became what was on my mind. Who am I right now? And a fear of the unknown, that's where we are. A fear of not knowing if how you are raised will be the right way for you to survive in this moment in time. Of these fears also led me to know that where I'm from, you will not only survive, you will thrive. How do you do that? Through creativity as a survival tool. So thinking about that, I'm going, I am glad I am Black. I am glad I am a Black woman. I am glad I am a Black woman living in these times, at this moment in time, because I know from my ancestors, from my mother, from my grandmother, I know even where there is no, when you think there is no way, you will make a way. There is a faith in that. There is also a strategy to that that is given by ancestors, by understanding the indomitable spirit that is within, that comes from before, that is right now, that is moving forward. So I wanted to think about and to write about what it is to be Black at this moment in time. even as we were facing all of these fires, whether it's in terms of COVID, fear of death, and erasure of self, erasure of our history, erasure of our future. So all these things were on my mind in starting to think about how to present this piece and to present this piece, to work on this piece for African American students, specifically at SMU, and the conversations that were being had on the campus at SMU at this moment in time, to connect with these spirits of hope and inspiration, these enormous spirits with such great talent and light that I have been so privileged to work with over, how long has it been, guys? Yeah, yeah. They get me up each morning and get me through my day, wanting to spend the time from 6 to 10 o'clock with them there. I'm so proud of each of you, and I thank you.
This is a question for Regina and also the actors. What does it mean to use your work as a platform to speak on social justice?
I've been privileged to be able to do that my whole life. From my background, it is indoctrinated in the idea of giving back, as I have been very fortunate in being able to earn a living doing this, and been given certain platforms to be able to reach out, to make these connections, and to be a mentor and a guide, just as I have been mentored and guided through my life. That's very important to me. I understand that when you speak up, speak out, the way sometimes becomes very difficult in terms of achieving what you want to, because there's always this element of silencing and marginalizing people who are in my body. It is that I was given great people, my mother and my grandmother, who ignited in me the knowledge that all you have to do is be yourself and tell the truth. Be truthful about it. Your silence does not protect you in this life. And to take then those risks, those chances that are necessary in order for you to grow, in order for you to pass on that spirit. Do not be stopped. Do not be intimidated in this life, because you only got one. What are you going to do with it? And make it count. Yes.
I mean, for me personally, this is the first show that I have gotten to do that spoke from my heart, because most of the things I've done have not had this much significance in the present day. So being able to do that has been so liberating. And at times I thought, wow, is this too bold? Is this too Black? And just thinking that was proof enough that I was doing the right thing, because I don't get to do things that I think, am I being seen? Am I being actually seen, me, Victoria, in this role? And with this show, I felt seen, and it was just my heart, So I'm appreciative of that.
I'm piggybacking on both of my queens, Regina and Victoria. It's been amazing. It's been an honor and a privilege doing this, just because I feel like when I was younger, and even sometimes now, rarely do I have the opportunity and the chance to speak on like what I believe in and what I believe is right, and stand and speak in my truth. And rarely do I have the opportunity to work on a play and work on a project that does that as well. And Regina just laid it out, laid it all on the line, and gave us this perfection, this complex project that means so much to each and every one of us. And as I was reading the script for the first time, I was just like, oh. And I found out new information every single day that I related to. I was like, I can relate to that. That's what this means? Oh, I know that. My family, I register with that. I understand this script. And also, you know, the head of acting at SMU, Blake Hackler, he says to his students all the time, acting can be therapeutic, but it's not therapy. And let me tell you, working on this project, I've gotten so much of me went into it, and I know so much of all of my cast members and the crew went into it. And yeah, we're speaking up for what we believe in, for what we believe is right.
Uh, Again, I want to follow up Bradley by saying, thank you again to Regina, just for an opportunity to do this. I've been fortunate in the sense that every opportunity that I've had to do theater, it's been in some aspect online or for social media, whether it be Shakespeare or other things. But like both of my castmates said, like this is the first time that I've truly been able to bring so much of myself to my work and an authenticity, an authenticity that truly in my circumstances isn't shown very often and isn't given space, even in certain classrooms, here and all over the country for everybody. So for something like this to even be thrown at us, it like after reading the script, I knew that no matter what I had to do, I had to give it justice. And the words already carried so much power that I didn't need to do anything but give the words myself. And it would take care of me. It would make me a better actor. It would make me a better artist. It would teach me just how to take my space and how to breathe, um, which sounds easy, but breathing is very hard when you're trying to recite words and memorize texts. And so yeah, it's just another notch on the belt for me of just like being very fortunate. And this is now like almost like I almost want to like just take a piece of my heart and give it to Regina, because it's like she brought something out of me that I didn't even know I had, with her language. And so I'm just very grateful.
What does it mean to you? Do you think Black artists should feel any obligation to use their voices in service of social change?
Yes, absolutely. I think we shouldn't be afraid. I think that just like we didn't know this script until we saw it, I didn't know I needed this until I read it. I didn't know that other people needed this until they saw it. So it's like stories will always need to be told. Black, blue, green, red, purple, all those stories need to be heard. And all of us have a voice. And some people can't do what we do. I can't build a computer, but some people can't get on stage and express their heart. So if I have my heart to use to express my other people who look like me or don't look like me, I'm going to be there for it to make a difference, because why are we here?
I also want to jump in. Can I get you to repeat that question for me one more time? I just want to make sure I get
I
right in.
sure can. Do you think Black artists should feel any obligation to use their voices in service of social change?
I want to say no, we shouldn't feel obligated to do it, be, but at the same time, you should have, it's already innately in us to drive for social change because society was not built for us. So it's not that Black artists should have an obligation to do it. They should do it because they have no other choice. Just as Miss Taylor said, we have one life, and this experience didn't come out of an obligation. It came out of somebody who had lived and seen and felt the disrespect, the hurt and pain of ancestors and generations. And like these words are not an obligation. So I mean, for me, in all due respect, I think the answer is no.
You know, obligation is such an interesting word, because I feel like when someone says obligation, it's more so about like I have this obligation, and it's all about me, and it has to do with me. When you know, there's this famous quote: "You can't be what you can't see," and you can take it as obligation. You can take it as it's mandatory. You can take it as required. You can take it whatever way you want, but it's not about you. The moment you believe or think that it's about you, that's where it all goes to crumbles. Like, it's not about you, it's about your ancestors, it's about the people that came before you, it's about the people that come after you, it's about the future children, it's about the next generation. So the reason I bring up you can't be what you can't see is that if you don't use your platform, whatever type of platform you have, and we all have one, as long as you have a voice and as long as you have a body and it's able, you have a platform. If you're not using it in some type of way, then what are you doing for the next generation? What are you doing for the future children? For my niece, for some of my friends, like children, what exactly are you doing?
Well, I think it's been really a great opportunity to be here, to be at SMU working on this show at this moment in time. It is about working with a great team of people who are so brave. We have been explorers. It is the first time that SMU has done a play online, and to figure out what that mechanism is, how do we do it, how we put it together, how it's executed. It is, we're not in person. We're not in the same room as theater has started out in terms of storytellers gathered around a fire and sharing who they are, being reflections of society, letting people in the surrounding darkness in front of that light during harvest time, letting people know that they're not alone in their journeys. Storytelling. It's passed on first by mouth, generation to the next. Then it's like books, and people become more isolated with that. But it's about people who can read. Then it's passed on again to masses through radio, through television, film, theater, gathering grounds for different people from different walks of life, sharing stories, making these important connections. Why I wanted to write this piece is because I felt like certain things I was receiving all of these different conversations, and wanted to fix my gaze on that, to figure out how to share that, how to share the multifaceted lens of being Black in this country right now. We don't know what's going to happen one moment to the next, but within that, there is hope. Within that, myriad of possibilities. It's great doing this piece right now on this platform, sharing with an audience, then expanding witnesses who may not be able to come to the actual space, may have to take a couple of buses, or it may be a long ride to get to the actual space, to be able to reach out to people and still make contact. Is very important, but it becomes something not about sharing breath in the same space, but sharing spirits, sharing your mind through your spirit, and hopefully making contact through this platform in a real, felt, and palpable way, just as palpable as being in the same room, flesh to flesh. It's spirit to spirit, heartbeat to heartbeat, story to story. It's a wonderful and rare privilege, and I thank you.
It's just a little bit after 10, so I'm gonna ask one more question, and let people come back tomorrow for more conversation about, or on Thursday for more conversation. Regina, what do you hope the audience will take away from this experience?
I hope to inspire people to have conversations, to have necessary, needed conversations across the board, to do that much. I think is what is hoped for.
I hope so too. I hope that this inspires a lot of conversation, and I think it will, given all the comments that I saw tonight and the beautiful performances. I think so too. Actors, do you want to jump in on that? What do you hope the audience will take away from this?
That there is a cycle, and it's. I was talking through with a professional, like about it. Like there's like a 3H is the term. There's a hurt cycle, there's a healing cycle, and then there's a hope cycle. And this play is like so well made that it like encapsulates that for me and in MC's journey. That he comes from a place of hurt, and through exploring the journey of this play and the music he makes and all of the stories that are told, that's his healing process. That is how he healed, and then he leaves through the Tar Baby with hope that, you know, not that the world will change, because we can't change what we can't see, but just that he has hope for tomorrow, and he wants to live for tomorrow, so he's going to live for tomorrow into that, into now. So
I hope they walk away with a sense of our heart, all of us, all the stories. I hope that they walk away with just a little memory of that. And I hope it like renews people to keep fighting and to keep marching, to keep having tough conversations with their family, and, you know, just keep the hope and the faith and go vote. That's what I hope happens.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
I agree with everyone. Mainly with Virginia, I just hope it sparks conversation with friends, with parents, with significant others. Um, and also, I want people to know that Black people, we have a magic about us that we spread on a daily basis. And I believe by watching this show and by listening to our stories, that you'll understand it. I hope it sparks conversations.
Thank you to all of the actors. Thank you to the crew. Thank you, Regina. I think it was, and thank you to the audience for joining us tonight and filling that comment box with so many beautiful thoughts and good wishes and support. I encourage you to come back on Thursday. You can register for Thursday's show and see it again. Come back and go through the journey of the Black Album 2020 Resistance again on Thursday. We'd love to have you, and thank you and good night.
Thank you.